Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last we left off, we barely managed to get out of a guilty verdict, and now we're going to continue on and look for this boat caretaker and figure out who the hell he is, because he is our only other possible murder suspect at this point, and God knows we need that. We need more suspects. What was I going to say? Oh yes, actually I wasn't going to say anything, I was just going to continue on if I can. There we go. My mouse is being stupid. What was Mr. Edgeworth talking about? Oh yes, and Edgeworth dropped a bombshell on us. A memory of a crime that I committed. A memory of murder. Do you really think Mr. Edgeworth killed? I don't believe it. Not Edgeworth. Some painful memory has been troubling him recently, for sure, but he never takes someone's life. Ever. Nick. Yo, how's everyone doing? What do you think of my performance today? I had him swooning in the aisles, huh, Maya? Swooning? Me? Oh, yes, I do remember feeling faint. Right on. Tell me the truth. It was like love at first sight, right? Right, Nick? What? Me? Well, maybe my heart did skip a beat or two. I think you can do better than that. Come on, I saved Edgeworth in there, dude. Edgy! You guys should be bowing before me. Yeah, bow before your hero. I'd rather not. I'd more sooner go to a swimming pool and hold my breath in there for 5 minutes than bow to you. Anyway, Larry, you really helped out in the trial today. You did. If you weren't there, Larry, I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth would have been found guilty. But seriously, Nick, that boat shop caretaker guy is pretty suspicious, but Edgy ain't off the hook yet. Way to spoil the mood, Larry. Hey, I'm just a guy sitting in the audience, you know? But from where I was sitting, Edgy seemed pretty... edgy. I mean, can you really know he's telling the truth about that night? Nick? I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to believe in you two until the end. Us two? Edgeworth and who else? You mean me, right? Nah, he means me, right, Nick? Yeah, you, Larry. Not me? But why you, Larry? Huh? Actually, yeah, why me? Why me, Nick? Enough with the silent treatment. Nick, why do you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I mean, he's changed recently, true, but when we first met him, he was kind of a jerk, don't you think? You didn't know him back then. Back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Wait. Was that when you two were classmates? Yes, in grade school. They saved me, Miles, and Larry. They saved me and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know. What? Hey, Larry, what's he talking about? Huh? I'm sorry, I kinda forgot. Okay, Nick, out with it. I'm gonna hear this story today, and that's final. Okay. I have a long one, so just hang in there. It was the very end of 3rd grade. I was on trial, a class trial. A class trial? You remember, Larry. Spring, end of 3rd grade? A kid in our class got his lunch money stolen. Lunch money? Our school was really small. Every month, kids would bring in an envelope with money for lunch from home. I see. Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared, with $38 still inside. Oh, yeah, now that you mentioned it, I do remember it. I can see why'd you forget, though. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE. I was coming down with a cold, so I skipped PE that day. I was the only one not in class. So, they thought you did it? Yeah. Kids in class said I should be put on trial. Trial? So the next day we held a classroom trial with me as the defendant. Okay, what school is this where 3rd graders are taught the basics of a judicial system enough that they can hold a class trial? This is more like high school level where you have speech debate or something like that. What school did you go to, Wright? I want to know. Your school is ahead of its time. I didn't do it. Guilty, he did it. It was you, thief. Give the money back. You're such a meanie. No one play with him. Just admit you did it. You can't hide the truth. Tell us the truth. We're not gonna play with you anymore. Yeah, no borrowing my... Oh my... Oh, okay. Oh my god, how... Man, they're really going. They're really going. That was like an old bag moment there. Now, Phoenix, you know you shouldn't steal people's money. It's not right. In the end, even the teacher thought I'd done it. Go over and apologize, Phoenix. I didn't know what was happening. I was so sad I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I'd done it. I tried to apologize. I went to where the boy whose money had been stolen was sitting. That's when it happened. He shouldn't have to apologize. The only thing that belongs in a trial is evidence. Anything else has no place. You should all be ashamed, amateurs. Miles? It wasn't you who stole my money, was it? No. Then you shouldn't apologize. Everyone's been shouting you did it, but no one has any proof. That's why... Did he really say your honor in 3rd grade? Okay, realism has just been shot out the window here, folks. Realism is shot out the window. But Miles, it was your money that was stolen. Yeah, he did it. He's the one. We don't need proof. Make him say he's sorry. Why don't you all just shut up? This is how it always is. Everyone ganging up and picking on one person. Just think how he feels. He said he didn't do it, so he didn't do it. Very well. I'll replace the money myself. This class trial is over. That's how it happened. You know, this is... I know I keep going on a tangent here, but this is actually true. Elementary... Well, yeah, I probably would say middle elementary school kids. They don't know the concept of proof. All it is, let's gang up on the one that is the most suspicious. He did it! He's the one in trouble now! Trust me, I know because I was actually a victim of that. I did nothing to anyone, and yet I was sentenced to detention in 2nd grade. It's like, what the hell did I do? I did nothing. Nothing! I was even around so many people who saw me do nothing, and yet every one of them said I did something. And to this day, I still don't understand why, but whatever. Apparently, I was an easy target. But case in point, I understand what's happening here with Phoenix that time. I understand perfectly. They go for the masses, and whether or not there's evidence, the masses say it's you, oh, it's you, period. So I know what's going on there. Anyway, that's how it happened. After that, the 3 of us were the best of friends. Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, well, it's more that I forgot. That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Totally alone without a friend in the world. You did a good thing, Larry. Yeah, well... Just lucky that I took the day off from school. If I'd been there, they would have thought I'd done it. So, I took it kind of personally, see? When something smells, it's usually butts. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked about that class trial. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked after that class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about his father. I'm going to become a defense attorney, just like my father. A famous defense attorney. Then a few months later, he suddenly transferred to another school. The DL6 incident. Right. Now, not sure, but the transfer probably had to do with his father's death. That's so sad. It was several years later when I heard Edward's name again. There was an article about him in the newspaper. The headline was something like, "Dark Suspicions of a Demon Attorney." Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimonies, covering up facts. The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. But why? What happened? I mean, that's not the Edgy I used to know at all. That's what I thought too. I tried to get in touch with him I don't know how many times. He never replied. I guess he didn't want to see his old friends. I couldn't just drop it though. I wanted to meet him and learn why he'd become who he became. That's when I decided. Wait, you don't mean... That's why you became a defense attorney? To meet Edgeworth? If I was a defense attorney, I knew he'd have to meet me whether he wanted to or not. In court. Edgeworth believed in me, and I believe in him. He's in pain and no one's on his side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help him. Whoa, Nick. So, is that why you helped me out for free? Yes. I helped you because I believed in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free, Larry. Aw, Nick! Nick, we have to save Mr. Edgeworth if it's the last thing we do, okay? Right. It may very well be. First, there's that rental boat shop caretaker. We need to find out who or what he is. I'd settle for a who at this point. I guess I can clean out some of this evidence I no longer need. Okay, let's go. So, we got all that backstory, and amazingly enough, including with my own little talking spree, it's only 12 minutes. Wow, we can keep going. Anyway, as he mentioned, some evidence has been thrown out. It doesn't look like a lot, but trust me, some evidence has been thrown out. So, yes. Let's go ahead and go to Gordy Lake. I keep saying Gordy Lake, it's Gord Lake. Anyway, let's go. Ooh, excuse me. Hey, pile. Long time no see. Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. Close one today, huh? I got so worked up I snapped my tie in half. Sorry about that. No problem, pal. Thanks to you, we now know who really did it. You mean the boat shop caretaker? Look, I'll make you a promise. I'll have that scoundrel in my custody by trial time tomorrow. Come what may. It's my duty to you as a police officer. Now, I'm off to catch me a criminal. Detective Gumshoe sure is active today. Oh, one other thing. Oh! No one can go into the woods today. The woods? Where Lotta was camping? Well, the woods are off limits to camping, and apparently the park ranger found out. Got pretty mad. No one can go in for a while. I guess Lotta's in a lot of trouble. Anyway, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. So in other words, they limit the areas that we can actually move to make it easier on us. So it's like, there's no point at the lake anymore, so forget the lake. Now that makes it slightly easier. Huh? The steel eyesore is missing. Eyesore? Looks like the hot dog stand is closed too. Well, I guess Larry's too busy worrying about Mr. Edgeworth to show up for work. Or maybe there's just no one here to buy stuff. I mean, it is 2 days after Christmas. I'm amazed there's people around here at Christmas. But then again, you never know. It's a city park. That old caretaker got away. Yep. I never imagined he might be the real murderer. Oh, I know that clearing the throat anywhere. Hello, what might you be doing here? Out for a walk, hmm? Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. Mr. Grossberg, this is no time for idle reminiscing. Mr. Edgeworth's trial ends tomorrow. Well, that is true, yes. But from what I saw of today's trial, Edgeworth should be fine, right? Well, I'm not so sure about that. Oh, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm not sure. Well, if you find anything out, come by my office at once. I may be able to offer you some assistance. Thanks. Bye. What do you think Mr. Grossberg was doing here anyway? Who knows? Who knows? Who cares? Let's go into the shack. He may not be there, but there's gotta be stuff we can find. Nobody's home. Hello, hello, squawk! Oh hey, it's Polly. I wonder where your owner's gone, Polly. Hello, hello, squawk! I can't believe he'd run off and leave his poor parrot to fend for herself. Hello, hello, squawk! Okay, that's squawking. I should start killing me. Well anyway, let's search this place because he is prime suspect number 1. First of all, I remember a particular something. The safe. This is the safe, right? This is a safe or a radio, actually. I'm not sure. You know what? What the hell? Let's see. That reminds me, Nick. Oh, that is a safe. Oh my god. That really looks more like a radio or something, like 3 dials. Polly here knows the number to the safe, right? Yeah, that's right. Polly, what's the number to the safe? 1228. Squawk? Let's open it, Nick. Come on. I'm sure there isn't any money in here. Aww. But hey, he keeps it locked, right? So there must be something of value in there. I'm not so sure. Okay, Nick, let's see what's in there. I guess there might be a clue or two. Huh. The only thing in here is a letter. A letter? Aw, that's boring. No name or signature on it. It's handwritten in pretty precise, clear letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth? Nick, why would Mr. Edgeworth's name be on here? How should I know? I'm gonna read the whole thing. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says this is your last chance. Now is the time to get revenge on the 2 men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail. How to kill Robert Hammond and frame Edgeworth. Calling Edgeworth out to the lake, getting on the boat. Firing twice. This is exactly what I figured out today in court. It's all here, in perfect detail. Huh. What do you think it means, Nick? I don't know, but it looks like these are instructions for that caretaker. When he killed Robert Hammond and called out Edgeworth, he was following instructions. But who could have written that letter? And what does it mean, get revenge on Miles Edgeworth? Look, I don't know, okay? But one thing's for certain. This letter, it's an amazing clue. This is a murder setup. Huh. How beautiful. And just out of curiosity. Ah! What's wrong? Huh? Oh, never mind. What? Tell me. Just when I saw the TV, I remembered. They're showing a pink princess. I wasn't even on the TV, girl. Oh. See, that's why I didn't want to tell you. I was on the wastebasket. Apparently that's a TV too. Okay, fine, game. I don't think there's anything else we can find here. I mean, there's no point in talking to the parrot again. There really isn't. Can I search this thing? No, there is a clue. You are yellow. There we go. That fishing pole looks expensive. Maybe we should bring it to Detective Gumshoe. Don't you think the caretaker would mind? Well, we can just leave him the metal detector in exchange. Maybe we better not, Maya. Okay, I really don't think there's anything else here. But anyway, we got a very amazing clue. There is no point to be here anymore. So long, farewell, we got all we made. How about we go to... not there. We go to the precinct. I think Detective Gumshoe would love to see this. If he's here. Looks like Detective Gumshoe hasn't gotten back yet. Gumshoe? No, he won't be coming back today. Oh, really? He said there was some guy he had to arrest by tomorrow. Boat shop caretaker. He shouted something about catching him if it's the last thing I do, pal. Good luck, Gumshoe. Okay, so no point being here. Goodbye. How about we show it to, Edgeworth. I almost forgot his name. You look as grim as always. Mr. Edgeworth, I heard a story about class trial. Class trial? What do you mean? You don't remember? No, I don't. Your lunch money was stolen, wasn't it, in 3rd grade? Lunch money. Oh, right. Yes, I seem to remember something like that. Nick, I think you're the only one who really remembers. Well, it probably only really mattered to me anyway. Mr. Edgeworth, didn't you know? That trial was the reason Nick became a defense attorney. Ridiculous. Huh, gee, thanks, Edgeworth. That said, it does sound like the kind of thing you'd do. You haven't changed a bit, have you, Wright? So simple to a fault, even. Well, maybe, yeah, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Perhaps. Edgeworth, why did you become a prosecutor? You used to look up to your dad. Said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? I couldn't let myself deny reality like you. What do you mean? My father was taken from me, and you want me to defend criminals. I'm sorry, Wright, but I'm not that good of a person. One suspect was apprehended in your father's murder, right? Yes, the man trapped in the elevator with my father. His name was Yanni Yogi. He had to be the shooter any way you looked at it. Yet he was found innocent. That defense attorney got him off the hook. That would be Robert Hammond. On that day 15 years ago, the 3 of us were trapped in that elevator for 5 hours. When we were rescued, we all suffered oxygen deprivation. I had lost all memory of the murder. You lost your memory? Even now, I can't quite recall what happened in that elevator. That was the crux of Yogi's attorney's argument in court. He claimed Yanni Yogi had been not of sound mind due to the oxygen deprivation. Yogi was released due to a lack of evidence. Innocent. That's when I changed my mind. I started to hate defense attorneys. Huh. And so what's your relationship with Von Karma? He's my teacher, and a man who deserves respect. I learned everything I know of courtroom techniques from him. So, he's like my sister was to you, Nick. He is a perfectionist in all things. In court, in his personal life, he is obsessed with doing everything perfectly. Perfectly, huh? In all the cases he has taken on, none were left unsolved. And not one suspect was declared innocent. Ever. But that's... I know. It's possible some of the suspects were indeed innocent. However, it is impossible for us to accurately determine that in every case. All Von Karma does is his job, to find the suspect guilty. Perfectly. In any case, it's nigh well impossible to find a weakness in him. Should a weakness appear, he would do everything in his power to make it go away. Edgeworth, if what you're saying is true, then you're headed for a guilty sentence tomorrow. He's right. Now's not the time to be praising the enemy, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a strange situation in which I find myself, I'll admit. No kidding. Well, anyway, what I really came here to talk to you about was this, if I can find it, letter. Edgeworth, do you see this letter? This came out of the safe in the shack where that boat rental caretaker lives. I see. Revenge. On me. Who is that old guy anyway? I don't know. Could he be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty or something? Nice, right. But I don't remember that old man. Not at all. So he was following this letter then. Which means there was someone else behind it. Now is the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. Two men, meaning myself and Robert Hammond. It also says this is your last chance. Last chance? Wait a minute. Maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident. Wait, that old man. What is it? Do you know who he is? Yogi. Could he be Yogi? I was starting to get my suspicions that he is Yogi, too. Yogi? The suspect in the DL6 incident. The one who was found innocent. I'm starting to think he is. Yanni Yogi was a court bailiff at the time. We just happened to be in the elevator together 15 years ago. The quake was incredibly strong. Before I knew it, everything was dark. We were there for so long it felt like forever. The air thinned and the darkness closed in on us in that little box. We became unsettled. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. I want to get out! Help! Get us out! Don't shout. You'll just use up more oxygen. That's all that I remember. When I came to, I was in the hospital bed, staring up at the ceiling. In court, Yanni Yogi's mental condition was called into question. They claimed the oxygen deprivation and stress had caused temporary insanity. In the end, the claim passed to court and Yogi was found innocent. But isn't that strange? This letter tells him to get revenge on Edgeworth. Why would he want to take revenge on you? Right. Yeah? There's something that's been troubling me these last few days. I didn't know whether or not I should tell you. You mean the nightmare? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed. A memory of a murder. I think the time has come to tell all. For the last 15 years, I've had the same dream almost every night. I wake up in a fearful sweat every time. What kind of dream? It's a dream about my father's killing, in the dark. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet. So quiet. You're not making this easier. I want to get out! Help! Get us out! Don't shout. You just use up more oxygen. I can't breathe! You're using up my air! What? Stop breathing my air! I'll stop you! What? What are you? Stop breathing my air! No. Father! He's attacking Father! Then I see the pistol lying by my feet. I don't know if it was evidence from that day in court or the bailiff. In a daze, I picked up the pistol. Get away! Get away from my father! And then a scream. And with that scream, I wake. It's a bone-chilling scream. A scream that has rung in my ears for the past 15 years. But that's just a dream, right? Right? That thought is the only thing that has kept me sane for the last 15 years. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's real? They say that sometimes people shut out memories in self-defense. Maybe it was I who killed my father. What? If you think about it that way, this letter makes sense. Revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Think about it. Yogi was really innocent. That's why he wanted to get revenge against me. Wait, Edgeworth. Uh, you don't mean... It was me. I was the true criminal of DL6. I shot my father. Oh god, this is bad. What are we gonna do, Nick? What can we do? I don't know. I don't think there is anything we can do, like it or not. If there's someone else who knows a lot about the DL6 incident, maybe. There is, Nick! There is someone else who knows about DL6. There is. If you think about it, do you remember where we got this photo from? We got it from... Oh, excuse me. We got it from, Grossberg. Marvin Grossberg. He's the next person we should ask about all this. I mean, it's true, sometimes memories come in the form of dreams, and they can be true. I just pray to God that it's not true in this case, otherwise we might be in a bit of trouble. But anyway, well, whether or not there's trouble coming along, that's neither here nor there. We will go ahead and take care of this in the next episode. I will see you guys all then. Later, everyone.